am going to introduce our other fabulous, wonderful co-chair. Michael Weeks is another example of a treasure of a man who has spent his life giving back to community, creating programs that create community, an advocate for people and communities. As the CEO and president of the Providers Council, he also looks out for the best interests of human services providers across the Commonwealth and thousands of the clients and users of those services. He understands what it means for local community-based sexual and domestic violence programs to provide life-saving services and what's at stake when their funding is in jeopardy. Michael has been recognized for his leadership on both the state and national levels and boards for his passion and for his justice. We couldn't be more pleased that he has joined us this year as a co-chair with Congressman Delahunt in our White Ribbon campaign. Michael.
Thank you, Mary, for that wonderful introduction. And good morning. Good morning. It's great. I want to make sure everybody is, after those wonderful comments and remarks earlier today, I want to make sure everybody is still awake and ready to enjoy a fabulous program that's been put together by Mary and her staff. I also wanted to take an opportunity to also thank Governor Patrick and Lieutenant Governor Murray for joining us today. You know, their voices and leadership are so important in this essential campaign and very much appreciated as it is affirmation from some of the highest ranks in government about the importance of the White Ribbon Day campaign and the message that we're trying to give. And I know in speaking and listening to them and speaking to them in the past that they understand that this is not just a matter to be framed as government policy, because it is and it's important. But it is a matter of their personal values, their personal fundamental values about the opportunity to end violence against women, that it is the right thing for all of us in our humanity to do that. So on behalf of all the men, and if I may also the human service community, I want to thank them for joining us today and offering those words of encouragement and support. And I think you now have their direct number, Mary, to work. At least that's what I heard. And I'm going to tag along if I can in those meetings that you have with them. I also want to thank my friend who's not here and my fellow co-chair person, Congressman Bill Delahunt, for his leadership and support. I met Bill in the mid-90s when he was a district attorney and I was a deputy commissioner of a state agency, and we formed together to work and produce an advisory group on domestic violence, because at that point it was very clear from his standpoint and my viewpoint and many others that it was important for men to stand up and to speak out against this and put a group together to make that happen. So I know that he would have loved to have been here if he could, and to talk about his understanding and the understanding of many of us here that domestic violence is not a private family matter, nor is it a personal women's matter. Violence against women affects all of us, regardless of our economic status, our race, language, faith, age, gender. That when a woman is abused, we bear the scars in our humanity from our indifference or worse, complicity in abusive acts. And we recognize that the stats that we've heard, we continue to hear about people that have been harmed, don't even get anywhere close to the surface of the issue. Because while there's always a lot of stats on physical violence, we know that the amount of emotional abuse is unbelievable. And in fact, can be far harming to more people than anything else. And not just women, but their children as well. So today we stand to not just talk the talk about this, but also walk the walk. You know, I'd like to tell you that domestic violence is no longer quite as significant problem as it once was in our state, in our nation, but the facts just speak differently. Last year, as you heard, that there were 30 deaths related to domestic violence, which is an increase from 2009 here in Massachusetts. And in Massachusetts, the National Census for Domestic Violence did a 24-hour review, and in that 24-hour period, there were 2,000 victims of domestic violence seeking to access services here in this state. You know, nationally, somewhere today, the horror will continue, and that 3 women will not be with us because of domestic violence. So today, we will soon stand together in this room and take the pledge to be part of the solution in ending violence against women. We need to ensure that we remember to stand together year-round, because it's not just today, it's also about what we do tomorrow and those tomorrows and tomorrows after that's going to make the difference. We must ensure that we remember what is being discussed today, and that we remember that to keep our responsibility and duty as men in particular, to speak out against domestic violence wherever we may see it and with whomever it may be addressing. Our boys, our men, of young and old, must gain a better understanding of what it means to be masculine and what's masculinity really about, as the governor pointed out. We need an understanding that commands us in the vernacular of the street to man up. Man up in a very different way than what you may have learned before. Man up in a way that means that you respect women and ensure their safety and dignity, because that is what it's really about to be a man. Now, all of us today in this room can take and should take a leadership role, both in our personal and professional lives, to make this message heard far beyond the state house walls here, and be active, caring change makers. We can do that. We can be the leaders to make this campaign going forward, and understanding how the lessons learned can impact the lives of the people we care for. We must encourage our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our family members, all the men we know to take the pledge and really do what's important in ensuring that we embrace these values and ensure that violence against women comes to an end. You see, we are compelled by a moral imperative here to model appropriate behavior and share our perspective that to man up is to put down repression and abuse. The men who stand here today, the brothers, fathers, sons, and partners, will take definite and meaningful steps to prevent violence against women. Will we all take the pledge and promise to make positive decisions and influence others in our lives to likewise do so? So I'm extremely proud to stand before you today and honored by Jane Doe, Mary Lowry, Craig Norbert Bone, the staff of Jane Doe, and also the 60+ organizations that are working against sexual assault and domestic violence. I thank you for the work that you do every day to eradicate sexual assault and domestic violence in our state. It is important work. I hope as a part of the human service community, I can offer the support that I can to you to do that. And I thank you for your attendance at this important event, and thank you for standing up and then for manning up in a new way. Thank you.